Good day, everybody. Welcome to Life Sciences Grade 11. My name is Duduzile Kupeka. My email address, which you see on the screen, is dkupeka2204@gmail.com. I provide this for the students who might need help after class. I'm always there to assist you. As long as it's life sciences related, even if it's not the topic we are currently discussing in class, you are always more than welcome to send me an email and we'll work through We'll work through whatever you have together. So today we are continuing with the topic we started yesterday, which is excretion in humans. And then I gave you homework. Remember, we will mark that homework after a few minutes from now. Excretion in various organs. Several organs are involved in excretion, and we went through those organs yesterday. Ne? For example, the lungs, kidneys, and bladder, as well as the liver, alimentary canal, which is the gut, and skin, all remove harmful substances from the blood and from the body. So we discussed those organs. They play a very big role in facilitating the process of excretion in human beings. What is the role of the different excretory organs? Let's highlight as we go. Whenever you're asked, this should, like, I really want my voice to ring in your head whenever you get this question, because we have discussed these organs so many times. You have the skin. The skin excrete excess water as sweat. We have the lungs. Excrete what? Carbon dioxide from cellular respiration. Remember last week when we did gaseous exchange, we learned that you breathe or you inhale oxygen and you exhale what? Carbon dioxide. And we discussed the whole process of how gaseous exchange occurs in the lungs. So after that carbon dioxide is released, it is then transported outside the lungs, which is the carbon dioxide. So it's excreting that waste. So you can see clearly, waste is not only the solid waste that we know and so are so familiar with during the digestive system. That's not the only waste your body secretes or excretes rather. I think the proper word is excrete. Yeah. It's not the only waste. You see, we have waste in the form of liquid, such as here, which is excess water as sweat. And we have waste that is gas, like the carbon dioxide, which is released during cellular respiration. Then the kidneys as well. The kidneys excrete water. They also excrete salt and urea, which is a poisonous waste product formed when amino acids are broken down in the liver. So that process is like deamination. That's the whole process. The process whereby amino acids are broken down. It's called deamination. We also have what we call the bladder. It collects and stores waste products, salt, waste products, water, and mineral salts, and excretes them as urine. So urine, you know that's the liquid that you excrete. It's stored in the bladder. So that's why it's not good for you to hold when you feel you need the toilet and you keep holding yourself. I mean, you're holding in waste. It's like the example we made with the bin. You see your bin is full now. It's even starting to smell. So when it smells now, it will affect the whole house. So when now you don't want to throw out the bin, for what good reason? Because now you're just causing further damage to the house. Same way with that rotten potato. You don't keep a rotten potato with other rotten potatoes, right? You need to take it out, because if you do not, that it will spread to all the other good potatoes, and then you'll end up not having any potatoes at all because you just didn't want to throw out that one. Now imagine you'd affect your entire excretory organ simply because you just don't want to urinate if you feel like going to the toilet. It's really, it doesn't make sense. Let's take care of ourselves, guys. We have the liver as well as the large intestine over there. Parts of the alimentary canal. The liver secretes bile, which contains bile pigments that are excreted. And then the large intestine excretes salts of heavy metals. So this is very closely, it does the excretory organs. They are very much linked to the organs that play a role in the digestive system. Not all of them, just a few. As you can see here, even the goes down to your stomach and then your intestines. Then even the blood over there, they play a huge role in your digestive system as well. And it makes sense. When you digest something, it will eventually become waste and you need to take it out. But it also plays a role in the respiratory system, whereby the oxygen is taken in and carbon dioxide is released there. And then we've learned about skin and how it produces the sweat when we learned about thermoregulation. I don't know if I learned it with you, but yes, you'll see more of that in grade 12 when we learn about homeostasis and thermoregulation. So we'll also discuss a bit of homeostasis in this topic. Now, in time for the homework, we discussed all of the work here, guys. We did it yesterday and we just covered some of it today. Number one, or activity one, what are the roles of different excretory organs? Did you guys do the work? Okay, did you do the work? Question one, tabulate the excretory substances and their origin for the different human excretory organs. The waste, the excretory substances and their origin for the different excretory human organs. First up, the excretory organ, you have the kidney. What substance is excreted from the kidney? It is urea. Urea, where did it originate from? The substance origin. It urinated from amino acids which were broken down in the liver. What is that process called? Deamination. Remember, when you break down amino acids, the process is called deamination. So that's the excretory organ. Kidneys, they excrete urea. It originated from the amino acids which were broken down in the liver. Because we need to know what this waste that we are excreting, where did it actually come from? You don't just excrete something, you don't know. We don't just excrete things we don't know. Ne? Skin is another organ. Substance that is excreted from the skin is sweat. Remember, it's water in the form of sweat. And the substance origin is water and salts out of the blood. I'll show you just a bit of thermoregulation of how the blood capillaries at the upper part or the closer to the surface of the skin will then relax to allow more of that water to be released to the surface of the skin. So that happens because of the water and salts which come from the blood. It will come up there and it will evaporate out of your skin through evaporation. And then excretory organ, we have the bladder. What substance is excreted from the bladder? You have urine. Urine is originating from waste, water, and mineral salts. So it's a mixture of all of those three. Another organ is the lungs. Lungs excrete carbon dioxide, which is a waste product in the blood. Remember when we did the gaseous exchange, it moves through diffusion. Remember, it moves through diffusion from the blood there into the alveoli. Remember that? And then it moves from the blood capillaries there that are surrounding the alveoli through to the alveoli and then back up the whole system of the respiratory system. It moves back up in reverse. And then excretory organ, the last one here, is the liver and the large intestine, which excretes a substance called bile. And then where does the bile originate from? It contains bile pigments. The large intestine excretes salts of heavy metals. So this is very important to remember because you will be asked one way or the other in your assessments. You will be asked a question similar to this. Just know the organ, know what substance is excreted, and it helps to understand exactly where that substance had originated from. And then question 2. Describe how the carbon dioxide concentration is kept constant in the body and how the human body deals with excess carbon dioxide. I think you must be tired of this question already, ne? We did it since we did gaseous exchange. We've covered this topic. I even showed you how it's regulated. So it's not the first time you are encountered with this question. And that should tell you how important it is to understand this, because you've received it so many times. That means it will do you a lot of good to understand how it works, not just cram to write an exam and forget. Understand how it works, because it is important. And to tell you, you'll encounter this question again even in grade 12. So make sure you understand it so that it's easier for you to learn in grade 12. The grade 12s, we are doing this topic with them currently. Number 2, that's the answer there. As cellular respiration occurs, the carbon dioxide is produced as a waste product. And then as the carbon dioxide accumulates in the body, it eventually diffuses out of the cells and into the bloodstream, which eventually circulates to the lungs. When excess carbon dioxide is in the blood, the breathing level will increase as well as the rate, so that more carbon dioxide can be released. So how this happens, guys, is you are breathing through cellular respiration. Remember what happens in cellular respiration? Let me show you the equation. Do you know the equation for cellular respiration? It's the glucose. You have glucose. That's the equation for cellular respiration. Glucose plus carbon dioxide plus oxygen, my bad, oxygen. And then the products of cellular respiration are carbon dioxide, CO2, it's H2O, and it's ATP, which is the energy carrying molecule. There. I don't know if it's clear. Let me write it below here. ATP. So that's the equation for cellular respiration. Whenever you speak of cellular respiration, understand this equation. It will help you, because questions are phrased differently, but if you understand the reaction, it's easy to answer. So why am I showing this to you? When the cellular respiration occurs in your body, glucose and oxygen together are inputs, ne? Then what comes out of that? They are the reactants, and what comes out? It's the carbon dioxide, it's water, and ATP, which is energy in the cells, an energy carrying molecule, ATP. The carbon dioxide is excreted each time cellular respiration happens. Amongst other things, carbon dioxide levels in the body will increase. You are taking in oxygen, but more carbon dioxide increases. And then when carbon dioxide increases in your body, what happens? The carbon dioxide in the body will lower the pH levels, making the blood more acidic. So it will lower pH levels. When you lower the pH, you know you are making it acidic, right? Because below 7, it's acidic on the pH scale. So it lowers it, making it acidic. And why is it able to make the blood more acidic? It has to do with the fact that carbon dioxide, how is it transported in the body? You'll remember it forms bicarbonate ions, carbonic acid, as well as what's that one? It binds with hemoglobin. Those are the 3 ways in which it is transported around the body. So 2 of those ways, they release an acid or H ions in the blood, lowering the pH. You remember that. So when they lower the pH, what happens? The chemoreceptors in the body will sense that change. And then they would report that to the medulla oblongata, which is in the brain, the control center in the brain. When it reports to that, the medulla oblongata responds to changes in carbon dioxide, because it now senses the change in pH levels in the blood. And then as soon as the medulla oblongata gets that message, it ensures that the breathing rate increases, as well as the heart rate. Why is the heart rate increasing? So that the heart can pump more blood around the body, can pump more oxygen around the body. The breathing rate increases so that more oxygen can be taken in. So it increases breathing so that more oxygen is taken in at a higher rate, and then when more oxygen is taken in, more carbon dioxide is released. And as the heart beats faster, it allows for the pumping of oxygenated blood across the body and the deoxygenated blood to be excreted. But we know it will be released as a gas of carbon dioxide, and that is through the processes that happen when diffusion there and then in the lungs, and it's released as that gas. But that explains how it is regulated. So it's important to remember as well that the medulla oblongata reacts to changes in carbon dioxide. And that is how the concentration of carbon dioxide is kept constant, because as soon as that happens, then all parts of the body that I've mentioned get into, it's called homeostasis, they get into play so that they ensure that it gets the carbon dioxide out of the body. I hope that is clear. You can get the answer here. If you want more clarity, the previous YouTube videos that we did, the previous classes, we explained a lot of gaseous exchange there. And then question three is, explain how the liver is involved in excretion. How is the liver involved in excretion? The liver is a large, important organ. In fact, it is the largest internal organ in our bodies. Let's go see. There. You see the liver over here. It is very large. There is the liver. Very, very large there. So what does it do? Its numerous functions make it part of the, remember I said these organs are also involved in other systems. Here we see it's involved in the circulatory system, it is involved in the digestive system, it's also involved in the excretory systems. So it's involved in all those three systems. Its function in the excretory system includes what? It includes some proteins and other nitrogenous compounds which are broken down in the liver by a process called deamination. Remember we said deamination is the process whereby what? You break down the amino acids which produce urea. So that's what happens here. The liver is involved in that part. They are broken down in the liver. As a result, a nitrogenous waste called urea is formed. So that's the role of the liver in excretion. So this question is two parts. You need to explain how the liver is involved in excretion. So here we first explained the role of the liver in general, and then how exactly it is involved in excretion. So if you are asked this question about how the liver is involved in the circulatory system, you would have a different explanation because it plays a different role in the circulatory system. It also plays a different role in the digestive system, as we've explained there about the issue of the bile. But in the excretory system, it's involved in the breaking down of these nitrogenous compounds as well as other proteins. Remember, these nitrogenous compounds and the proteins contain what we call amino acids, and further break down the amino acids into what is called urea. Yes, so that is that work we were doing here. And that is it. I think that is it now. That was quick. I didn't expect that to be so fast. Any questions, guys? Okay, guys, if there are no questions, next week, I think you've heard or you've seen the newsletter. We are writing assessments on the 29th, if I'm not mistaken. 29th, life sciences is on the 29th. I'm sure in the other subjects, if you are starting today or tomorrow, I'm not sure, but yeah, on the 29th, it's life sciences. So what we'll do is it will be covering work from term 1 and term 2. So on Monday and Tuesday, we will do some revision with you guys on that work. We will do revision, then Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, we'll do revision. We will do revision, and then after that revision, we will do the memorandum, ne? So guys, I don't want us to end just now. So let me go. Let's go look at the other. I'm going to open the textbook rather so that we can work from it. I'm going to open the textbook. I'll share it just now with you guys. Remember, I always told you you should download the Via Africa Life Sciences book. Yes, I'm going to open that one, grade 11. Okay, let me share the screen. I don't think I'm sharing. Can you see the screen that I'm currently sharing right now? Okay, that was the last question there for the different roles of the different organs. Ne? Now, the next up, we will be discussing the human urinary system.
The kidneys are located at the back of the...
I'm sorry I didn't warn you. This is a video about the human urinary system. We are moving on now to discuss the different ways. Remember, we discussed the different substances that are released in the body. Urine is one of those waste products. So we will study the whole urinary system, actually how it works and how it comes about that you end up having urine. So this is a short video to explain the human urinary system.
The kidneys are located at the back of the abdominal cavity on either side of the spine. Each kidney weighs 120 to 170 grams on average. Normal kidneys are bean-like in shape. A depression in the middle of the kidney, the so-called renal hilus, is the site where the renal artery enters the kidney and where the renal vein and the ureter leave the kidney. The ureters are about 30 centimeters long and carry urine to the bladder. The urinary bladder can normally hold 0.3 to 0.7 liters of urine. Usually, the accumulation of about 0.25 liters of urine in the bladder triggers the urge to urinate. Urine excretion takes place through the urethra. In women, this is about 2 to 4 centimeters long, whereas in men, it is about 20 centimeters long. Muscle fibers located between the urinary bladder and the urethra form the sphincter, which helps to control urination.
Okay, I hope that was audible enough. And now on to the next slide over here. These are the parts of the human urinary system. Those different parts are what? You see all these parts labeled here. We've got let's start at the bottom. You have the urethra. You've noted in the video, they explain that in the urethra, it differs in length from women to men. Women have about 2 to 4 centimeters of the urine. It's all collected. It contains it here. Then when you go pee, you excrete that urine from the bladder. So you actually release and make space for more. Since we are moving up, you have the inferior vena cava, which you've seen most of it. You've seen the main functions of it when it's during the circulatory system. Ne? Then we've got the renal artery over here. That's the renal artery over there. You've got the renal vein. There is the renal vein. You've got the right kidney. So you've got the renal vein and arteries on both sides of the kidneys. This is your right kidney and this is your left kidney. Then the adrenal glands, they play a huge role in maintaining a control in the water and salt concentration in your blood, because they are there with the kidneys. Remember, the kidneys are their very important role in the urinary system and in maintaining salt and water balance in the body. So they play a huge role. They release the hormones that are required in that process. Then you have the aorta over here, which is also very prevalent in the circulatory system. Then this is the ureter. Ureter collects the urine from the kidneys to the bladder. So don't confuse the names ureter and urethra. Don't confuse those two names. It collects urine from the kidney to the bladder. Urethra is the one that then transports the urine from the bladder to be excreted outside of your body. And that is your whenever you're asked to label the parts of the human urinary system, or even just identify and list the parts that are involved in the human urinary system, this is what you would indicate. And then To explain now the different structures, the kidneys, they are bean shaped. You know now, you know kidneys, right? You don't need to be told. But here, these are two bean shaped kidneys positioned at the back wall of the abdomen, just above the waist level. So you can look at your body there. Just think of like they hold your waist. Hold your waist and then move to the back. They're at the back, they move to your back. You see here, when we're looking at this image, it looks like it's high up in the body, but it's actually not. Look at the image here. And then when you hold your waist, move to your lower back over there. It's the back wall of the abdomen, just above the waist level. So I don't know why, maybe it's because of the way the diagram is situated. It looks like it's high up, but it's not that high up on your abdomen. Ne? And then each indented side faces the vertebral column. So you see it's facing the vertebral column, each indented side. The indentation is called the hilum and is the site where important vessels enter and exit the kidneys. You see that site where those things, the vessels there, enter and exit the kidneys, those sides. Each kidney is connected to two blood vessels. Kidney connected to blood vessels, which is the renal artery. That one we just labeled here. Let's go there. It's not clearly visible. It's that one in red. The renal artery, which enters, and the renal vein, which leaves the kidney. So there's the red here indicates that it's oxygenated blood that is taken, is transported to the kidney. So whenever you see such diagrams and you see red and blue, red, it means oxygenated blood is being transported to the kidney. And blue is deoxygenated blood being taken away from the kidney now to be excreted from the body in the form of carbon dioxide. Remember when we learned that they link up together, these different organs work together, and the arteries and veins assist in the transportation of all of these different types of blood. And then moving on from the kidneys and the arteries and veins, we're moving on to the ureters. Ureters is over there, remember? These are the tubes. So you have a ureter on the right kidney, you have a ureter on the left kidney. Same way you have the renal vein on the right kidney and on the left kidney. So what you find on the left kidney, you find on the right kidney. Actually, let me say that. The two tubes, which are called ureters, run from the hilum of the kidneys to the bladder. So remember the hilum there. Not only is it the renal vein and arteries that go through, but also the ureters. The bladder then is this muscular sac which stores urine temporarily. So it stores it temporarily. That's why I kept on emphasizing, if you feel you need to use the toilet, then go use the toilet. You can't hold it for too long. It's only meant to hold it for temporary. Then urethra. The urethra is that one over there that I just told you. We've seen in the video also the difference between the man and female is that the male and females is the length of the urethra. This tube here, which carries urine from the bladder out of the body. In males, the urethra runs through the penis and carries both urine and semen. So in males, you will find the urethra in their reproductive system. So whenever you study the male reproductive system, the urethra will be there as well, because it not only carries urine in the excretory system or the urinary system, it also carries semen for the reproductive system. So differentiate between the two and don't be confused when you find that it plays a role in both systems. And then in females, the function of the urethra is only to carry urine. So that's the difference here. In females, it only carries urine only. So it means the urethra in females, it's only involved in the urinary system. But in males, it plays a role in reproductive as well as urinary system. That is then why you'd find the difference. Why? That's why then there'll be a difference between the sizes, you see, because it plays another role on the other side. And it might be related to how it collects the semen and how it excretes the semen. That's why the size of the urethra will differ from the male and the female. This exercise we'll cover together in class tomorrow, and then we'll discuss yeah, other topics as well. And then now let's study the mammalian kidney because it's part of the urinary system, right? The mammalian kidney and the internal structure of the mammalian kidney. I will try and find you a video which will show you how they dissect a kidney. In class, you're actually supposed to do this practical work whereby you are supposed to do a practical session where you dissect kidneys of animals. So because we can't do it online, I will provide you a video and we can watch it together and see how the dissection happens. So this is a longitudinal section of a kidney. It looks like this. You need to understand it. That's why it's important that we watch that video together, or even if you can in class, you do the dissection yourself. Or go buy kidneys, guys, at the shops, at the butchery. Buy kidneys and dissect it and follow step-by-step guides. Ne? So when I provide you the video, I will show you step-by-step guides on how you can dissect the kidney. And these are important to know because each and every different part in the kidney play a different role, an important role in helping us to understand exactly how the urinary system functions. So let's start at the very top there. Oh no, let's start here, the renal or the fibrous capsule. It's the capsule, the name gives it away. Ne? It's the capsule, it protects. Whenever you see structures that are capsule-like, they are there to protect. That's the main purpose. It's there to enclose and protect whatever structure. So this one is the renal capsule, meaning it is there to protect and enclose the kidney. It is thin. It is a thin, strong connective tissue membrane. So thin, strong connective tissue membrane, which encloses and protects the kidney. Then we have the cortex inside here. From the kidney here, you have the cortex. And then the cortex is a red-brown region, which is about 1 centimeter thick. It consists mainly of the macroscopic section, which is seen as tiny dots. The mammalian bodies, which are the renal corpuscles. The mammalian bodies are the renal corpuscles. Those ones there, they are found in the cortex. Remember, the cortex and there are two structures in the kidney that we learned about and how the glands play a role. We'll learn about that as well as we go along. And then inside over here, it is the calyx, which leads to the renal pelvis. So this is the calyx over here. It leads to the structure called the renal pelvis. It is a funnel-like and narrow as it leaves the hilum. It's funnel-like and narrow. It leaves the hilum from here. And where is it going when it leaves the hilum? Here, be that the ureter. So it connects directly to the ureter, which is then leaving the kidney as it leads to the bladder. So it first from the calyx, which leads to the renal pelvis, and then to the ureter, whereby it's now carrying the urine outside of the kidney to the bladder. Then we have the medulla, which is made up of pyramids. The medulla, these are the pyramids there. You see the pyramids. So this area, you'll find pyramids. The area which contains pyramids is the medulla. And then these are the pyramids that you see them. They are very distinct. You can be able to label them. It's pyramids. Even the shape, I think it takes also from the shape similar like pyramid shaped. And then pyramid consists of many tiny tubules, which are called collecting ducts. Or what else? What's the other name? It's the ducts of Bellini. So two names, collecting ducts or ducts of Bellini. So whenever you get ducts of Bellini, you know we are speaking about collecting ducts here in the pyramids. The pyramids found in the medulla. So that is the overall structure of your kidney. As we move along, we will learn individually exactly what role they play. So here, read just the section. Kidney is surrounded by what? The renal capsule. That renal capsule, we've already discussed that. It encloses and protects the kidney. It is made up of two regions. There's the darker outer cortex and there's the lighter inner cortex. So this is the cortex. You see this dark region, that's the darker cortex. Then the inner one, lighter. It's clear to see here. So just remember darker, lighter. There's no trick to the name. And then the many cone-shaped structures are found in the medulla, which are called what? The pyramids, also called renal pyramids. They are cone-shaped, pyramid-shaped structures found in this medulla. The tips of the pyramids, which is the renal papillae, the tips are called renal papillae. They open into the calyces. The calyces open into a large cavity, which is the pelvis, which carries urine into the ureter. So here they open into this part here. This part here. They open into this part, which is the pelvis, which then carries urine to the ureter and outside of the kidney. There are many functions of the kidney. We'll end up with the functions of the kidney. The kidney carries out 4 important functions. It does what? It removes waste substances such as urea, uric acid, creatinine, and ammonia. So it removes all of those substances from the body. It also removes excess water content in the blood through osmoregulation and forms urine to transport waste out of the body. It also removes excess salts to maintain osmotic pressure, and then it also reabsorbs useful substances such as glucose, water, amino and fatty acids, glycerols, and salts. So the kidney plays very, very important roles in the body. It's involved in the processes of ensuring that it regulates your blood pressure. It ensures that it regulates osmoregulation, meaning it controls the content of water in your body and regulates the salt water content in your body. So we will discuss further as we go along. Tomorrow we'll discuss each individual structures of the kidney and what role they play in the excretory system. Any questions, guys? Okay, if there are no questions, then we'll leave it here today. I'll see you tomorrow. Remember, tomorrow we'll do classwork and then we'll also discuss the structures of the kidney. So you can prepare yourself. Go get the textbook, Snaplify app, and then we'll use the textbook, prepare yourself for class so that you can even be able to ask as many questions as you want, even during class. Ne? All right, guys, thank you so much for today. See you tomorrow. Bye.